after 60, the psychology trick that makes any woman instantly attracted. As we grow older, attraction stops being a mystery of looks or charm and becomes a language of psychology. Woman after 60 isn't drawn to what you do on the surface, she's drawn to how you make her feel inside. Most men still try to impress, convince, or perform. In fact, the strongest attraction is often triggered quietly without a single obvious move. Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In this video, I'm going to share 5 psychology-based triggers that make a woman feel instant attraction, especially after 60. These aren't tricks in the manipulative sense. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future conversations about attraction, desire, and emotional connection in this stage of life. Now let's start with the first psychological trigger, one that activates attraction before a single word is even spoken. Number 1. Emotional calm to instant attraction. Not excitement, not intensity, it's calm. A woman becomes drawn to a man who feels steady, grounded, and emotionally regulated. When you carry yourself with calm confidence, you signal safety to her nervous system, and safety is the gateway to desire at this stage of life. Many men believe attraction comes from energy, enthusiasm, or trying to impress. But for a mature woman, emotional chaos is exhausting. She's lived through drama, uncertainty, and emotional turbulence. What she's instinctively drawn to now is a man whose presence lowers tension rather than creates it. When you speak slowly, listen without urgency, and remain composed even in silence, her body relaxes around you. And when her body relaxes, attraction begins. This calm has nothing to do with being passive or indifferent. It's about emotional self-control, the ability to stay grounded in your soul. We're not reactive to every comment. You don't chase validation through attention or compliments. You don't rush intimacy to prove something or to feel desired. Instead, you move with intention and patience. That emotional steadiness sends a powerful psychological. It tells her that you are secure within yourself, that you won't overwhelm her, pressure her, issue in her mind and body. This translates into safety, and when a woman feels emotionally safe, she becomes more willing to open up, to trust, and to explore attraction without fear. Psychologically, this works because a woman's attraction is deeply tied to how her nervous system responds to you. If she feels calmer, more centered, and more herself around you, her mind begins to associate you with comfort and emotional relief. And that association quietly turns into attraction, often faster and deeper than any flashy gesture ever could, which we'll explore right this. Number 2. Make her feel understood, not analyzed. Many older men think attraction grows when they offer solutions, advice, or explanations. But psychologically, a woman bonds faster with a man who gets her without trying to fix her. When she speaks, she doesn't want to be dissected. She wants to feel that her emotions make sense to you, that you can sit with what she feels without rushing to conclusions or turning the conversation into a problem to solve. When you respond with presence instead of interpretation, something powerful happens. Her defenses soften. This works because after decades of being misunderstood, judged, or emotionally managed by others, a woman develops a deep sensitivity to how her feelings are received. She has likely spent much of her life explaining herself, defending her emotions, or being told she was too much or too sensitive. Over time, that creates emotional fatigue. So when she meets a man who doesn't try to interpret her feelings, label them, or shrink them into something more convenient, something inside her softens. You don't rush to categorize what she feels. You don't tell her how she should feel. You don't turn her emotions into something to be corrected. The issue, you simply allow them to exist, and you acknowledge them with calm presence. That simple acknowledgement sends a powerful psychological message. Your inner world is welcome here. Have you ever noticed how different it feels when someone truly understands you without trying to fix you? Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments. I'd really like to hear them. Psychologically, this triggers attachment because feeling understood act of trust, and trust at this stage of life is far more seductive than charm. When a woman senses that you can emotionally meet her without trying to control the narrative, she relaxes. Interaction follows naturally, quietly, deeply, and often without her fully realizing why. Number 3. Create space instead of chasing her attention. The third psychological trigger that creates instant attraction in a woman after 60 is surprisingly counterintuitive. You don't try to hold her attention, you give her space. Most men believe attraction grows through constant contact, reassurance, and availability. The issue: when you don't crowd her emotionally, she begins to lean in on her own. You're present, warm and engaged, but not intrusive. You don't demand replies, you don't fill every silence. You don't need to prove your interest repeatedly. That restraint communicates confidence and emotional independence. This works because many women over 60 are highly sensitive to pressure. They've lived through relationships where attention came with expectations, obligation, or emotional weight. When you give her space without withdrawing affection, her nervous system relaxes. She doesn't feel managed or consumed. It activates curiosity instead of resistance. When she isn't being chased or constantly checked on, her thoughts begin to move toward you naturally. She starts to wonder what you're thinking, how you feel, and why being around you feels different from others. That wondering is the beginning of attraction. When there is no pressure to respond, perform, or reassure you, she feels emotionally safe. Safety allows desire to exist without fear. She doesn't feel pulled or cornered into intimacy. She feels invited. And when a woman feels free rather than pursued, attraction stops being a reaction and becomes a choice. Her choice leads us to the next point. Number 4. Reflect her emotional depth, not her appearance. At this stage of life, most women have heard enough compliments about how they look. What they rarely hear and deeply crave is recognition of who they are beneath the surface. When you speak to her insight, her sensitivity, her resilience, or the way she experienced life, she feels seen in a way that goes far beyond physical attraction. You're not reducing her to how she looks today. You're acknowledging the layers she's built over a lifetime, and psychologically that feels intimate. This works because many women carry a quiet fear of becoming invisible with age. When you notice her emotional intelligence, her way of thinking, her calm strength, or her compassion, you counter that fear directly. You tell her, without saying it outright, you still matter deeply. That recognition creates warmth, safety, and a subtle sense of desire that doesn't fade quickly. Share this video with someone who might benefit from understanding how attraction truly works at this stage of life. These insights can change the way we connect, not just how we date. When a woman realizes that you're attracted to her inner world, not just her outer form, she relaxes into herself, and that relaxation makes her more open, more expressive, and more emotionally connected to you. Attraction deepens not because you praised her but because you understood her. When a woman feels seen at this deeper level, another psychological trait. Number 5. Let her feel chosen, not evaluated. Many men unknowingly approach connection as a quiet evaluation, asking questions, comparing, weighing compatibility. A mature woman senses this immediately, and it closes her. Attraction grows when she feels you're present with her, not measuring her when you interact. You're not deciding if she fits into your life, you're enjoying who she is right now. That presence tells her she doesn't need to audition or prove her worth. Psychologically, this removes performance pressure and replaces it with warmth and ease. This works because after years of being judged by age, roles, or expectations, when you respond to her with appreciation instead of appraisal, her nervous system shifts from defense to openness. She feels accepted in the moment, and acceptance is deeply attractive. When a woman feels chosen in this way, desire doesn't have to be manufactured or triggered. It rises naturally, almost effortlessly. There's no tension around being judged, compared, or measured against some invisible standard. Instead, she feels welcomed exactly as she is in that moment, and that sense of acceptance allows her to relax emotionally. When she's not being weighed or evaluated, her mind stops protecting itself. She doesn't feel the need to impress or prove her value. She leans in emotionally because the connection feels safe, warm, and genuine. That emotional leaning is where attraction truly lives at this stage of life. This is why this trigger is so powerful. It doesn't rely on clever words or calculated moves. It works because it speaks directly to a woman's deeper need to feel wanted without condition. And that feeling being chosen without pressure is what makes attraction feel instant, natural, and lasting. After 60, attraction is no longer about effort or performance. It's about how a woman feels in your presence. The psychology triggers we've explored work not because they impress her, but because they allow her to relax emotionally. By calm energy, feeling understood, having space, being seen for her depth, and feeling genuinely chosen all speak directly to a woman's nervous system. At this stage of life, when these elements are present, desire doesn't need to be forced or chased. It emerges quietly and naturally. A woman feels safe to open, curious, and that comfort is what transforms simple connection into real attraction. Most men miss this because they're still trying to do more. But after 60, attraction comes from being more grounded, more present, more emotionally aware. When you show up this way, a woman doesn't just feel attracted to you, she feels at ease with you. And that's the kind of attraction that lasts. Take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who could benefit from these insights, and subscribe to my channel for more conversations about attraction and connection after 60. Turn on notifications so you never miss a new video, and feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts or experiences. I'm Vernon. Thank you for watching my video till now, and see you next time.